What's going on, guys? Today we are finally starting to work on the FRS, and I do apologize ahead of time. It's really windy outside. We have been having nothing but crap weather here in Michigan. It's cold every day, snowing every other day, even though it's April and it's starting to get on my nerves, but whatever. Anyway, we're gonna start by peeling the Plasti Dip off of these wheels because I'm tired of looking at it. Alright, so I have kind of given up. The front peels off okay, but the inside was sprayed really thin, so I can't get it off. So I can get like the front of all the spokes, but rather than sitting here and picking off little pieces at a time, I'm just going to try to see if I can get it off with a power washer and some brake cleaner and maybe some Goo Gone. So I'm using a bunch of different stuff, Goo Gone, Goof Off, brake cleaner to try to remove this Plasti Dip, and it's not really working too well. I'm taking a long time doing this. I don't have much more time to work on it, so I'm gonna give up shortly. I'm gonna try some WD-40, but in the meantime, I got these BeamTech LED headlight bulbs for the running lights in the front here. I'm not sure if they're gonna work. They're 9005 bulbs, are the direct replacements for those, but I don't know if this is going to work. I'm sure they'll work with the brights, but I don't know about the DRL with less power going to them. But I'm going to go ahead and put these in and we're going to see how they work. So I kind of figured this would happen. There's like a very, I don't know if you can tell, there's a very slight flicker, but from standing a little bit further back, you really can't see that flicker at all. I figured that was going to happen with less power going to it at less brightness. If I turn the brights on, yeah, with the brights on, there's no flicker. So, through the less power going to it, that's just how it is. I guess we'll just see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and put the other one in. This is all they are. Try not to get flagged for music here. This is it. So, I'm going to go ahead and put the other one in. License plate lights are the same as the Civic, so I went ahead and swapped those out with some LEDs that I already had, and now that's good. So it's quite a few days later. I got most of the Plasti Dip off the wheels. I can't really get it off in between the spokes, but I did find a way to do it. I'm going to show you guys how to do it, but you can see I took that wheel off, the Plasti Dip off that wheel, this wheel, and then the back wheel on that side as well. The only one I have left is this wheel right here. So I'm going to show you guys what I found to be the best way to take the Plasti Dip off. So you want to get as much as you can off with your hands. You want to start from the outside and work your way in. And the parts that you want to concentrate on are going to be the parts that will be hard to clean it off later. So like in here, you want to try to get all of that out, and along these places. On the outside, you want to try to get all that out in the front of the spokes as well. Just do the best you can. I'm going to go ahead and get started. That one was actually done a lot better than the rest of the wheels, but as you can see, like there's still some Plasti Dip in between the spokes, some of them way worse than others. And to get that out, what you do is you take brake cleaner, that works the best, brake cleaner and a rag. Just wet the rag and then rub it on the Plasti Dip until the Plasti Dip's gone. And I'm going to go ahead and do that to all of the wheels. Alright you guys, this video has kind of been spread out for a really long time, but all four wheels don't have Plasti Dip on them at all. I got all the Plasti Dip off finally. I'd say total I probably have about 2 hours into each wheel, so about 8 hours to get all the Plasti Dip off. That's kind of a long time, but worth it in my opinion. So I just want to mention something that I did figure out. The flickering lights up here, the reason that they're flickering is because normally you have halogen bulbs in here and it actually just powers them, like it makes them flicker to keep them dim. On a halogen light you can't actually see them flicker, they just appear dim. On an LED you can kind of see them flicker and they're brighter. So I did find a company that actually makes them specifically for this car, and they mentioned that they are brighter. So when it's dusk, when the sun's starting to set, you're supposed to turn your headlights on so that you're not blinding people with those. So I'm not really worried about the flickering. Nobody ever notices it, so I'm just going to keep them in. The next thing that I'm going to do now is install some HIDs. Now I'm not going to lie, I already had this installed, and I just pulled it out so that I can show you guys what I did, because I want to have it in this video. So these are what you get with the kit. So you get obviously 2 headlights, you get 2 ballasts and 2 bulbs. These wires, what this is each ballast is universal. This will plug into any HID kit, well, any aftermarket HID kit. These, what this is the bulbs are also kind of universal. They're made to plug into any ballast. The end of the bulb right here is what matters. This is what screws into the socket. You can see it's identical to this one right here. They have the same kind of tabs. They are cut a little bit shorter, I think, so I think they fit multiple types of headlights. But anyway, this is what you have. Your factory harness plugs in right here, and this screws in and locks into the headlight. Over here, you have, this comes with each bulb. This converts the factory harness into a ballast. So you have this where your factory harness plugs into. These wires run through to right here, which is a plug for ballast. Believe it or not, they are a little bit different. They won't plug into each other. Then any ballast can hook up to this. So you plug your ballast in right here. It runs through right here, and then here's the output to your bulb, and you plug these into your bulb. So you go from having something as simple as this to something complicated like this. I'm going to go ahead and put it together. So now you only have one open plug now that everything's put together, and it only goes together one way, so it's not difficult. And this is the plug now. This plugs into the harness, this screws in, then you got to figure out somewhere to put all this. These kits come with brackets, so you can kind of bolt it into like your fender or anything else really, but I don't like doing that. I always just zip tie all this stuff off somewhere. It's kind of a little bit messy, but it's easily removable. Then you just cut a zip tie and you're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this in the car. One thing that I forgot to mention is some kits have a relay with them. So rather than plugging this into the factory harness, you have a relay that goes, it bolts directly to your battery, plugs into both of these, and then it has one plug that goes to one of your factory headlight plugs to turn the relay on and off. And then it gives direct power from your battery, so you have no flickering issues or anything like that. With the FRS and with this kit, you don't need a relay harness. I've been using it, works perfectly fine. So now I'm going to go ahead and put it in. Alright, so I got both sides installed. You can see the headlight is screwed in here, and then all the wiring's just kind of thrown down here. I have the box, or the wiring for the ballast zip tied right here, so the ballast can't move much. The ballast is right down here. I know you can't really see it too much, but I'm touching it right there. It's just kind of all jammed in there. It's not really going to move around much. And then over here we have this one hooked in. I have the wires zip tied to the window washer fluid tank, and yeah, that's it. I'll go ahead and turn them on. They're 5K, which I really like. It's one step above OEM. It's like one step cooler, I mean. And they're more of like a pure white. They don't have any yellow to them at all. It's going to take a minute for them to warm up, so I'll give it a second. I'll pause it. Alright, so that's about fully warmed up right there. You're not going to be able to catch it on camera. They actually look more blue in the camera than they do in real life. They're really just like a pure white, but they look really nice and really clean. I'm pretty happy with them. I know I might get some shit like, you idiot, you put HIDs in a halogen housing, but to be completely honest with you, they are in a projector housing, which, yeah, it might be a halogen projector housing, but that is way better than the people who just put HIDs in their mirror housings, which I totally did in my other car. Shh. But anyway, these are 35 watt, so I didn't put like really super bright 55 watts in there. I've been driving with them for a while. I've never gotten flashed or anything like that. They're pointed correctly. While there is maybe a little bit of spread, it's not enough that's gonna like blind anybody to the point where they freak out and go off the road. It's not like driving down the street with your brights on or anything like that. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. If you liked it, make sure that you subscribe, give it a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, whatever you want to do, just whatever you can do to help out. I really appreciate it. But thank you so much, guys. Peace.